8 hulls. One message. The US just surged warships into Caribbean waters near Venezuela, but the story isn't tonnage, it's the sensor web riding on those decks. You clicked for ships, you'll stay for the C4ISR stack that rewrites the engagement timeline. Today, we break down how a Burke's Aegis, cooperative targeting, and airborne ISR turn 8 silhouettes into a single firing brain. Not hype, capability versus capacity, measured in seconds of detection and layers of missile defense. Which system is the real deterrent, the missile tubes, or the network that sees first and shoots clean? Comment your choice below. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. 8 ships look like mass. The edge is
to Russia launching a massive aerial assault against Ukraine, the biggest since the invasion more than 3 years ago.
All right, in other news, Russia has conducted fresh strikes on Ukraine's Zaporizhia region. Ukraine says Russian forces carried out 567 attacks over the last 24 hours.
Rescue workers say one person died and 26 were injured.
It's time, who sees first, fuses faster, and fires clean. You don't win by counting hulls. You win by collapsing the delay between spot and shot. That's what C4ISR does, turns separate decks into a shared brain, pulling feeds from sea, air, space, and undersea, then handing a firing solution to whoever has the best angle right now. Minutes become seconds. Guesswork becomes custody. Regional watchers can tally launchers. They can't fix gaps in the map. Shore radar leaves seams between hills. Coastal batteries sit on their own nets. Airborne eyes fly short hours, and when they land, the picture fades. Targets dip low, tuck behind terrain, and slip off scope. C4ISR is the nervous system, command and control, the comms and computers that move data, the intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance that keep the picture alive. Satellites sketch the wide area. AWACS or AP-8A refresh the mid-layer. An MQ-9 holds a stare. Surface radars paint the near field. Undersea cues hint at what you can't see. Together, they speak one language. Now the trick. Aegis with cooperative engagement capability lets a shooter fire on a track it never saw with its own radar. One Burke detects a sea skimmer at the edge. Another, masked by curve and clutter, takes the shot using fused data. Sensor and shooter, decoupled. Link 16 and CEC bind it tight. Dozens of feeds cross-check each other, strip out sea clutter near the coast, and hold tracks through hard turns or terrain masking. The net doesn't blink when one node goes quiet. Baseline here is thinner. Legacy coastal sets refresh slower. Fewer patrol hours aloft. Little cross-domain fusion. A target can vanish low and reappear too late for a clean cue. Meanwhile, the US stack plays emissions control and deception. Even under radio silence, passive ears and off-board ISR keep the fleet informed while starving the other side of targeting quality. Too late for a clean cue.
Biggest Russian drone and missile attack of the war. Ukraine says Moscow fired 550 drones and 11 missiles overnight.
Ukraine and Russia are exchanging fire on multiple fronts. Bridges are being destroyed, cities are burning, and oil depots are under attack. At least 7 people were injured in a missile strike, while 2 others were hospitalized, and 23 private homes, 12 apartment buildings, and a post office suffered damage.
Deterrence isn't 8 hulls. It's a shared targeting brain that denies surprise, preserves range, and sets the terms of contact. Now that you see the nervous system, let's map the armor and the sword, layered missile defense versus what Venezuela can actually contest. If a missile leaves the coast, how many walls does it hit before it threatens steel? Start with the outer ring. Long-range eyes cue the fleet before a plume hardens into a track. Aegis builds the fire control picture, and SM-2 or SM-6 class shots reach out, guided by that picture and by cooperative targeting from the net. High flyers, fast raids, leakers that try to sprint high-low, this is where they get clipped early, before seekers warm up and tactics mature. Move inward and speed up. The mid-layer is built for sea skimmers and chaos. ESSM-class interceptors launch in tight windows and hunt low profiles that ride the glare off waves. Radar modes tuned for literal clutter sort birds from boats, spray, and shoreline returns. That means fewer ghost tracks. Fewer wasted shots. More clean kills when a salvo splits and dips. Then the merge. Inner defenses keep steel alive even when the sky gets dirty. CIWS or CRAM swat what breaks through, while soft kill decoys and electronic attack bend seekers off the hull. Seduction rounds throw a hotter, closer lure. Jammers fog the final second. The point is simple, multiple chances to say no. Now, what pushes back? Coastal batteries have range on paper. Aging aircraft can carry a strike. Fast boats can shoot close. But each must stay hidden, find a steady cue, and cross that stack while the net is ripping their targeting apart. Many are engaged at setup, standoff sensors mark the site, and long-range fires answer before a button gets pressed. A Burke's VLS gives options. Area air defense, anti-sub, land attack. Depth in reloads and mixes. Regional ships carry fewer modern air defense systems and limited cells, which narrows engagement depth and stamina under pressure. So the imbalance isn't just more tubes. It's depth. Windows to engage, guidance paths to choose, and a network that keeps the clock in your favor. 8 ships become a rolling no-fly, no-shoot bubble. So what's the real deterrent, tubes or the network? You've seen the shield and the brain. Your move. 8 hulls deter because they crush the clock. You see first. You fuse faster. You shoot cleaner. That timeline collapse strips away ambush, steals setup time, and forces bad shots under pressure. Range holds. Surprise dies at the edge. Your turn. Comment your choice. What scares you more if you're defending the coast, the missile tubes or the network that feeds them? If you want this level of tactical breakdown, subscribe now. Power isn't counted in ships, it's measured in seconds of certainty. Seconds you earn with sensors, links, and layered fire. Seconds the other side can't get back. More of that, next brief. Of tactical breakdown, subscribe now. Measured in seconds of certainty.